everyone, welcome to the Mr. and Mrs. Cox podcast with my lovely husband. He's very excited to be here. And today we wanted to talk about the difference of being girlfriend-boyfriend and being married.
Nice. So we're talking about the difference between marriage and being boyfriend and girlfriend. Well, there is a huge difference. One is commitment and the other one is not so much. So you're more free to do things on a singular basis, and when you're married, everything is for the whole, like all the decisions and all of your planning is just basically for the entire relationship, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like I totally agree. It's like when you're girlfriend-boyfriend, you're kind of like singular people. You both do your own life and you do things together sometimes, but when you're married, you become like one. It's like even written in the Bible that when you get married, you basically become one. So it does not matter it does not matter anymore so much what the singular person wants. But
yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. But
what do you mean? If I want something, I still have to get it. But obviously, you have to compromise at the same time. So when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, I feel like if you're working towards marriage, then you start to learn that it's not all about yourself, and you have to stop being selfish. But I feel like when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, you're still independent and you still have that sense of me. You don't really compromise. And I feel like when you're on the road to marriage, you realize that you do still want, but you have to be prepared to compromise more.
Yeah, and then you make decisions which are for the better us, what is beneficial for the family. It does not always come into a compromise, but we just make decisions that are better for the family.
Yeah, but when you still learn and grow as well, like for example, when you're in the beginning relationship and you come from that self sort of mentality and you grow in the relationship, then you then start to realize that it's not about me. And then in the beginning, it sounds like a compromise, but when you start to form a union, then you realize that it is for the betterment of the whole instead of the singular. But you have to grow, you have to realize that along the journey of that relationship. Because I never had that straight away, that mentality. Like I was more always selfish, but then you realize it's not about me. Then you realize you want to create something that's larger than me, that's bigger than me, that's going to be here after me,
Yeah, like a legacy.
Exactly.
What you leave your children behind. And like he even thinks about like his grandchildren and his grandchildren.
Of course.
Yeah, like very advanced. And I think that's like an amazing goal or amazing direction to have, because that keeps you focused. And when you focus, it's so much easier to achieve major goals. Like when you're building, you just focus on different things than going out and partying.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, of course, like when you're building and you're focused, you're not going to, like when I'm focused, I'm not going to go to a club. I'm not going to, don't get me wrong, I will do certain things. I'll go for like a meal with like a friends I haven't seen in a long time. But if they're doing something that's just totally unpractical and it's going to set me back, and it's just, and you always have to take in consideration the energy that it brings to you, Like a nice meal with friends you haven't seen in a while, the energy is relaxed, it's chilled. You're catching up with friends and people that you consider that are close to you. But if you go to a club, the energy is completely different. You have the loud music in which interrupts your frequency. You don't get to talk because you're surrounded by negativity. They play music in which it's not a high vibration. And then, So there is a huge difference. So you can do certain things, but it's just what you do.
Yeah, and also like how you spend your money.
Yeah, of course. If you have a bigger plan, you're not going to waste it. because I know a lot of people actually don't know, but like when someone who doesn't understand money spends £10, to them it's just £10. But for someone who really understands money, that £10 is more than £10. That £10 could accumulate to £100 in 10 years' time. And if you consistently do that, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to continue building your money. And that's a complete difference. That's very true. That's very true.
And then when you're building this money, you can leave it to your children and your grandchildren and your grandchildren.
Yeah, or use it for resources and to help you build more money. Most definitely. Can I borrow some money? Why are people concentrated on becoming boyfriend and girlfriend instead of husband and wife? And I hear a lot of times that people say, oh, don't get married because the divorce rate is high. And it's so fascinating that the people that tell me this, they don't want to get married because of this reason. But I don't know anyone who has been married and then who has gotten a divorce. So do people have this notion because they're in a negative environment? You know what they say? Birds of a feather flock together. If you hang around with negative, are you going to become a negative person as well? Or do you just need to hang around with positive people? Do you need to hang around people who are actually becoming married? Because I don't know. I don't. It's so funny. People that has been boyfriend and girlfriend for a long time, I don't know, you just don't really take them serious as people, you know? It's like, what are you committed to, you know? What are you committed to?
Yeah, the commitment is very different. So, and you're serious about it now. Like when you're girlfriend, boyfriend, there's always like this, oh, if I wanted to leave, I could. But when you decide to get married, yeah, you have this commitment. And I think it's very worth it because I think as humans, we're sometimes like scared to go all in because we're like, oh, but what is if I get divorced and I have to go through all the drama? But if you don't do it, what are you missing out? Like,
what are you missing out if you don't do it?
Yeah, what are you missing if you don't do it?
Yeah, what are you missing out if you don't do it?
Like building a family together, now being one. Like
because okay, build a family.
Yeah, but no, I mean to become one.
Oh.
To like, I mean, we are Mr. and Mrs. Cox. We are one. We are one family. Like everything we do is for us, not for you, not for me. It's for us.
Mm.
The decisions we make, like where we go, like with who we spend our time with, it's for the goodness, for the goodness of the relationship, of the marriage, for the family.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Yeah, people don't really understand how important a husband and wife is, because when you're a husband and wife, for example, when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, I feel like your parents have more of a say-so in the relationship than each boyfriend and girlfriend. But when you're a husband and wife, your parents can't really say anything because it's like, wait, this is like the highest relationship, you know. I chose to commit to this person, as where your parents, you were born into them. So you can't choose your family, but you can choose the people who you spend your rest of your life with. And get married just like a covenant under the Lord, that you tend to spend the rest of your life with this person. So yeah, no, 100%. It's like it cements everything.
Yeah, and what's also different, another difference I thought about is to take different roles. Like, just like in a company, you can't have two people who have the same job. So when you're two
Why not? You can't have two sales agents. You have two people in sales. You have two HR.
But you can't have two managers who do the same managing job in one company. Like everyone has their part to care about. And this is just what happens. Like when you're married, then like the husband becomes like the leader, the protector, the provider, steps more into the role of this, while the woman steps more like the nourishing, caring, patient person.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And this was like a very, very, very huge difference.
Yeah, you step in your naturalistic role, you know. You step in your divine feminine. You step in your divine masculine. And you become who you are meant to be. And also, it just gives you more of a maturity, you know? I feel like the title makes you more mature, as weird as it sounds. Because there's a lot of people out there that says, oh, this person's changed as soon as they've been given this title. But yeah, because you have to live up to it, you know?
Yeah, it comes with responsibility.
Yeah, 100%. Because me personally, like, when I was younger, and you hang around with people who are just boyfriend and girlfriends, they all would live different lives. Like, when I got my first serious job in the technical engineering recruitment, everybody I hang around with were married people, and their lives was just way different to people who were not married. So it's like they lived up to their title, you know. They just completely lived up to their title. Every single one of them owned homes. They all had investments. They all had passive incomes. They were all focused. They were just more regimented. They were more disciplined. But the people who weren't married, they just weren't disciplined. Everything was just scattered all over the place.
Yeah, I also think like marriage gives you stability.
It does, 100%. 100%.
Which then helps you to accumulate wealth, no? Mm-hmm. To be better in your career. Like, I don't know, it just comes with so many benefits just by having the stability. Like, I can rely on him and he can rely on me. Like, I know he's just like, you know, just the one person in my life, and I don't know who I can build on and build with.
Yeah. But yeah, you need to definitely find the right person, because boy, nowadays, a lot of people pretend to be someone else, but you can see through them. If you know who you are and you know what you want, they will reveal themselves. So if you're someone who's serious about a relationship, serious about getting married, someone will tell you if they're ready through their actions. Don't listen to their words. Just see what they do as a daily routine. See what they do when they're upset. See what they do when they're happy. See what they do when they're bored. And they'll tell you. And when you know that you know of what you want, you will attract, and you know how to see the qualities that who can bring you what you desire, and in order you to live a fulfilled life, fulfilled marriage, fulfilled relationship.
Okay, so I think sometimes it sounds like very general, and someone who doesn't have the experience might not really know what you mean. So what did you like look for in your wife? Why did you know, oh, like Sabrina is the one?
Because I knew what I wanted.
But what was it?
But it is very general, because it's general to me. I'm different to anybody
yeah,
else.
What would you say? Like, imagine you have a son. What advice would you give him? What should one look for in a wife?
Okay, do you know who you are, the first son? Do you know what you like? Do you know what you will tolerate? Who are you first? I know who I am. I know I'm a very quiet person. I know I like peace. I don't like to be in crowds. I don't like to go to loud places. I don't like loud things. I like nature. I like peace. I don't like people who are rude. I like people who are patient, who are compassionate. I like someone who is logical. I like someone who doesn't react off emotions. I want someone who finds out information, who does research, who reads books. And that's what I got. You do every single one of those things that I wanted to. Because I know who I am. So you have to know who you are first. So if you know who you are, then I can ask you certain questions, and then you'll be able to tell me what type of person you want. So it all starts within you.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know who you are and what you tolerate, you'll just take anything because you're lonely. If you can't be alone with yourself, you shouldn't be in a relationship.
No, yeah, I think that's such valuable advice. I hope it's helpful for you. Yeah, in terms of why it's important to be fine with yourself before you get married, like that it's okay to be alone. Of course not, you don't have to be alone all the time, but the moments when you're alone, it just I remember like when I was way younger, I struggled with this, like being alone. I don't know, I was bored, and later on then I learned to get to know myself, just to create a relationship with myself, to understand, okay, who actually am I? What are my interests? What do I like? What do I don't like? What can I do to relax? Or what am I interested in? What is something I want to learn more of? Or where do I want to go in my life? I think, yeah, just if one asks this question to him or herself, I think it's very eye-opening. And especially before you're married or before you're in a relationship, to build this relationship with yourself first is just the first stone for a successful marriage.
Mm. And it's not easy.
What is not easy?
It's not easy growing it. It's not easy becoming the best version of yourself.
Why?
Because challenges leads to the betterment of yourself. You don't grow if you don't go through challenging situations. How do you become a better person if you're not even given an opportunity to prove what you've learned previously and to implement that in this challenge? So, and that's what marriage is. But you just have to trust yourself, and just you have to be a really strong person. Because it's so funny. Every married person that I know are strong individuals. Every people, not all of them, I won't say all of them. Most people that I know are in a boyfriend, girlfriend, or in an on and off relationship are spiritually and mentally weak. They're not willing to grow within inside themselves. They're not willing to seek the knowledge out. And that's just a pattern that I've actually realized. Like, honestly, really, really take a step back.
You mean they're not willing to go over the challenge or
Of course.
do what they're basically meant to do, but it's difficult, so they don't do it.
They want a comfortable. Everybody loves comfortability.
Yeah, everyone wants to be comfortable. Like, why should I change? Why should I relate?
Exactly. Why should I grow and become a better person if I'm comfortable with how life is? And then you realize you'll never be in a better situation than what you are now. Nothing is going to change if you do not change, and that's growing with someone as well, because you're going to change. You're gonna say, okay, my wife doesn't like this. Maybe something that I actually do need to change. And when you don't like something, can you tell your wife? Sometimes it's 40-60, sometimes it's 60-40, sometimes it's 70-30, sometimes it's 20-80, sometimes it's 50-50. And I think only a very strong person can understand that and overcome it. And I think a lot of people who actually do get divorced, and that's another video. But thank you very much for watching. We really do appreciate it. Hopefully you see more. Hopefully we have more interesting topics for you.
Yeah, I hope you found this valuable. Is that the word? And yeah, we will just see you next time. Leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out of some amazing marriage experience and advice that will help you to be successful in marriage too. See you soon. Bye.